Well, hey, everybody. Nathan Eckel here with Carlos Vargas. How are you, Carlos?
I'm awesome, Nate. Thank you very much.
My gosh. Now, I think the last time that we actually saw each other was in Paraguay, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, in Paraguay.
And that's another story for another time, but I just love this guy, and I love what you're doing with the Journey to Forgiveness book project. If you've been following Carlos, you know he's been doing this trilogy, Reigniting Hope, Endurance, and now the latest is the Journey to Forgiveness book project. And I don't know if Carlos knows this about me, but I've been compiling books for a while myself. And this was the previous trip that we took to Guatemala. And I know a little bit about co-authoring with different authors. And I know enough from that project, frankly, to not do it anymore for me. So someone like Carlos that just keeps inviting other people to participate and share their story and really invest in a co-authored book project like what he's doing is just tremendous. So good on you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Nathan. It's a great opportunity to come together and learn from each other, because the process is a learning process. And then pick a topic, and we have a great team together with Trisha and the rest of the gang that we put together the idea and then start developing. And it has been a pleasure to work with them, and also that they hit Amazon bestselling right away. And we have had authors from all around the world. And in the last project, we even have somebody from Korea that was working with us together. So it has been a great experience.
So I know from just kind of the work that I do, interviewing a whole bunch of people who have given TED Talks and done a bunch of different things. It's funny because the story that you told me a few minutes ago, Carlos, you're interviewing all of your amazing authors on Journey to Forgiveness. And now there's one person left. And what are you going to do? Shine a video camera in the mirror? We wanted to get some context about the project. So you've been doing these for a while. I know the great work that you and Trisha have been doing for some time. So tell me a little bit about the backstory and how you got involved and how you selected some of the great speakers and authors for this project.
That's an interesting process, Nathan. We have been looking into how we can impact the people around us. And the topics come and a lot of times may have a spiritual significance or may have a business significance. But we saw that a lot of the authors may be coaches, may be speakers, may be pastors, may be businessmen. They all had something in common. They have experienced something that may be traumatic, may be difficult, but they didn't stay there. They wanted to move forward, and they passed that limitation, and now they were trying to help other people. So that's when we start connecting and looking at stories. Like in the last project, we had a young girl that suffered a lot through her childhood, and now she's going to university, and we brought her in to share her story, and was very impactful because then we saw how not only what we went through have helped us, but now we were impacting the new generation of kids and young adults. So definitely that's the purpose. And in this one, the Journey to Forgiveness is the whole idea in how we all have gone through different challenges that we may have been hurt, or we were the one hurting someone.
Now, Carlos, we know there are two sides of forgiveness. So please just briefly lay it out for us. That Journey to Forgiveness really has a front door and it has a back door as well.
Yeah, so in the book, we have the different authors, and we try to go through the process that there is a forgiveness that you can give, but there's also forgiveness that you need to receive. And a lot of times, since we are kids, and I discuss it a lot, we are taught that, let's say, if you take a candy away, if you see a kid and say, mine, mine, and they take the candy or the toy, then the parent comes and says, say sorry. But the kid, you go like, and they put the face. Why? Because they were not taught what happened. So they learn how to say sorry, but they're really not forgiving or receiving the forgiveness. And we want to share that we need to learn to really understand that we can forgive someone else for what they have done to us, but also we are deserving of the forgiveness of other people, because sometimes we are the ones that forgive, and when we receive that, then that transform. And it could be on a business setting. We have some of the authors that talk about how forgiveness at work interact. We have other ones that talk about how forgiveness with someone close to them did something to them. We go through the process of how forgiveness happened when you actually have a marriage relationship and how that applies. So we try to get the whole spectrum, and the idea, and if you see my shirt says the forgiveness challenge, because it's a challenge to live forgiveness on a day-to-day basis, and that's why it's a journey. It doesn't happen just like that simple, but if you get into that journey, then you can start experiencing little wins, and then you can experience a life of forgiveness.
You know, Carlos, this is the million-dollar question, and I know you've been asking everybody else in the book project this question. So I'm going to ask you, if you, Carlos, only had one chance to talk to other people about forgiveness, what would you tell them?
I thought about that question a lot. And if I have just one opportunity, I will say it's my choice to live forgiveness. And I would like to share, because for a long time, I was hurt. And even though someone else hurt me, I was holding back. And probably everybody knows that saying that not forgiving is like drinking poison and expecting that someone else die. But it wasn't until I really realized that my emotions were affected, my job was getting affected, my relationship was getting affected, that then I was able to experience that, say, hey, there's something here. So try it. Just try it once. And then you will see the benefit that it will bring. And it has been amazing. So I would like to help you go alongside with you as a friend, that you can experience this transformational experience that is forgiving someone else, and then you will receive forgiveness back.
Carlos Vargas, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your schedule to explain what's going on with this book, and some of these concepts about forgiveness are so important to have. I know we only have a couple of moments left, and it may already be too late to get in on this, but you were telling me about your next project, about the Warrior Project, and could you just tell us a little bit about that? Is it too late to get involved? How would somebody reach out to you to find out more about that?
Yes, you can reach out through info@carlosvargas.com. And it's the idea that each one of us have an inner warrior. And we want to be able to release that inner warrior so we can be the transformation agents that we need to be. So if you have any questions, just reach out to us, info@carlosvargas.com. And you can get a copy of our latest book at carlosvargas.com/forgiveness book. And I will share a link. And Nathan, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been awesome to see you grow. We have traveled together. We have grown together. And I love what you're doing. So thank you very much, my friend.
Hey, you're welcome. And congratulations on upcoming book number 4, Carlos.
Thank you very much, Nathan.